Welcome back, YouTube, to another soccer slash football prediction. It's your boy Freddy Da Silva. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe so you won't miss any of your favorite teams' predictions. All right. Today's prediction video will be for Saturday, May 3rd. And I have a 4 game slate for you guys. This will be for the English Premier League. As always, we'll talk about the teams. I'll let you know if there's any injuries. We'll talk about the total, and then I'll give you my predictions. All right, first on the list, we have Aston Villa versus Fulham. Aston Villa at home with one injured player. Fulham on the road with one injured player. Total sitting at 2.5. As far as team total sitting at 1.5 for Aston Villa and zero point 0.5 for Fulham. As far as these two teams going head to head, Fulham have not yet been able to beat Aston Villa. Aston Villa, 5 wins. So this is going to be a good, interesting game. I think it's probably going to be one of the best games. Now, as far as it going over this 2.5, it has gone over 3 out of their 5 most recent head-to-head. So I'm going to have to say total points over. I'm going to be honest with you. I see total points over. I see team total over for both of these two teams. So either way you want to chop it, I think it's going to work out for you. I mean, Fulham, as far as them covering this 0.5, they've done this 4 out of their 5 most recent games. And as far as covering this 0.5 between these two teams going at it, they've covered this 3 out of their 5 most recent games. So I feel like Fulham could cover this, no problem. Aston Villa, as far as them allowing their opponents to score, they've allowed this 4 out of their 5 most recent games. So I feel like, yes, Fulham can cover this 0.5, but I also feel like Aston Villa can cover this 1.5. They've done this 3 out of their 5 most recent games. And besides these two teams going at it, Aston Villa has also covered this 1.5 4 out of their 5 most recent games. But as far as a win here, I'm going to have to say Aston Villa. They are at home. They got that advantage. It seems like they are the better team here. So give me Aston Villa to win. And as far as points, I think I'm going to have to go with total points over 2.5 on this one. All right, on to the next game. We have Everton at home with one questionable player, IPS Switchtown, on the road with 4 injured players, 2 players with a red card, and 3 questionable. Total sitting at 2.5. Team total sitting at 1.5 for Everton and 0.5 for Witchtown. Now, I'm going to say a tie in this game, but I'm not surprised if Everton ends up winning due to the fact that they have less injured players. They are at home. They got that advantage. And it seems like they are the better team here, even though both of these two teams are at the bottom of the table. IPS Witchtown is third of the bottom of the table. So I'm going to say Everton just because they are at home to win here. But as far as points, I'm going to have to say total points under 2.5. I feel like this is going to be a 1-0 or 2-0 game. Everton winning. The 5 most recent games for IPS Witchtown, is, as far as them covering this 0.5, they've done this 3 out of their 5 most recent games. But their 5 most recent games, they only got 1 win, 3 L's, and 1 draw. Everton, basically in the same spot, they only got 1 win, 3 L's, and 1 draw. And as far as them covering this 1.5, they have not been able to cover this 1.5 in their 5 most recent games. So this is going to be an interesting game. I feel like this is going to be a 1-0 kind of game, maybe 2-0, but like I said, Everton could win this one. They did win their most recent game, even though their most recent was last year, but I think it's just due to the fact that they are at home. They got less injured players. So, yeah, give me total points under 2.5. And as far as a win, I'm going to have to say Everton. All right, on to the next game. I have Leicester City versus Southampton. Leicester City at home with 3 injured players and 2 questionable. Southampton on the road with 2 injured players and 1 questionable. Both of these two teams are sitting in the bottom of the table. They're not really fighting for anything, to be honest with you. maybe to get out of the last place. But even Southampton, since they're in the bottom of the table, even if they win this game, they're still at the bottom of the table. So I feel like this is going to be, I don't know, a weird game. One thing I can say is that between these two teams going at it, their 5 most recent games, there has not yet been a tie. Somebody's going to win here. It could be Leicester City. They are at home. They got that advantage. Their 2 most recent home games between both of these two teams, they did win one and lost the other one. So yeah, this is a tough one. Southampton have won 2 out of their 5 most recent games, and Leicester City have won 3 out of their 5 most recent games. But their most recent games between both of these two teams, they have not yet got a W. So do I feel like this is going to be a high scoring game? I feel like it will, just because both of these two teams are not that great at defending. And their 3 most recent games, it did go, actually 4 of their 5 most recent games, it did go over this 2.5. So I feel like, yes, there's going to be goals just because their defending is not all that great right now. So I feel like there will be some goals. I just don't know if it's going to go over this 2.5, but I feel like it could happen. Leicester City, as far as their 5 most recent games, them covering this 1.5, they've only been able to do this once. And as far as Southampton covering this 1.5, they haven't done this. They haven't done this in their 5 most recent games. I'm going to say Southampton under 1.5, just because they have not yet been able to do this. And as far as these two teams going head to head, they've done this 2 out of their 5 most recent games. Manchester City have done this 3 out of their 5 most recent games. So yeah, this is going to be a wild one. I don't know if I'm going to bet this one, to be honest with you. I do not know if I'm going to bet it. But if I had to say a win here, because I feel like somebody's going to win here, I'm going to have to say Leicester City, just because they're at home. But not surprised if Southampton come here with all they got and get a win. Yeah, this was going to be a tough one as far as a win. Nonetheless, I'm going to say total points over 2.5. And as far as a win, give me Leicester City. All right, on to the last game of the video, guys. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what's your predictions. I'm curious to see what you got from these games. All right, here we go. Arsenal at home with 8 injured players. Bournemouth on the road with 2 injured players. I feel like Bournemouth could win this one, just because Arsenal have a little bit more of injured players. And Arsenal, even if they win, they're not going to get champions, right? We already know Liverpool ended up winning. So basically, Arsenal, all they're doing is basically just sitting second in the table. I'm sure that's where they want to be. They don't want to end up at the bottom, or not at the bottom, but like 3rd or 4th, because technically Arsenal right now, what they're fighting for is to be able to sit where they're at, so they can be in the Champions League for next year. I feel like Arsenal are going to go out there and try to give it their best. But I'm not surprised if this ends up as a tie, guys. Let's see. Their 5 most recent games between these two teams, Bournemouth have won once, and Arsenal have won 3 out of their 5 most recent games. They've only tied once. So I'm not surprised if this ends up as a tie, though. I'm really not. Now, total points sitting at 2.5. As far as them going over this 2.5, they've done this 3 out of their 5 most recent games. So I feel like this will go over, just because I'm pretty sure Arsenal's going to make 2 here. I feel like they can cover this 1.5, and Bournemouth comes in here and at least scores 1. I feel like they maybe not go over this 1.5, but for sure they'll score a goal. As far as Arsenal allowing their opponents to score, they've allowed their opponents to score 4 out of their 5 most recent games. So yes, I feel like Bournemouth can score a goal here, but as far as a win, I'm going to have to say Arsenal. They are the better team. Give me total points over 2.5 or Arsenal over 1.5. And as far as a win, I'm going to have to say Arsenal. But yeah, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. I hope the information I gave you was good enough for you guys to make the right picks. I hope you guys end up winning. But most of all, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Deuces.